And we are back. I've been currently doing cardio for around half an hour. I decided I wasn't gonna kind of show you my whole cardio, otherwise it'd be very boring for you guys. Today I kind of wanted to discuss 80-20 rule, which is a very thing that I live by. Obviously, what you guys need to realize is obviously whatever training you have is 20% of your day, right? So obviously 24 hours in a day, fucking 20% of that. I'm not going to do quick maths, it's late. But 20% of that should be time for your training, right? The rest of that, obviously, combine it with work, socialise, everything. Like I said yesterday, you don't want fitness to become like one of those things in your life where you're like, right, I need this to be priority. And it can be for a lot of people, don't get me wrong, but in terms of kind of, like I said before, it taking over, that's what you don't want to happen. So if you kind of lay out a kind of ground rule being like, right, 80% of shit I need to get done, 20% focusing on yourself, I feel like it's the best way to go forward. Obviously, people are out there where fitness is their life. Obviously, I don't want to speak for them. But again, everything I say is very much my own opinion. And you can choose to ignore me, or you can choose to, obviously, take some stuff on board. It's completely up to you. But I mean, at the same time, I personally don't agree, for example, with coming to the gym, doing a bit of, you know, a little bit of cardio, a bit of weights, and then going home. Like I said yesterday, it's always about chasing the pump. And if you're not going to maximize that 20% that you're doing in the gym, what's the point of coming in the gym, you know? You've got a certain amount of time that you dedicate your day to, and if you're not going to put 100% in, what's the point of even doing it, in my opinion, you know? Obviously, people come here for kind of a social thing, and yeah, I'll hold my hand up. I used to do that too. Not every single day, but back in the day, obviously when deadlifting was much more prominent in my gym lifestyle, I'd come here and like meet people, watch them do deadlifts, do the odd lift, and then kind of sit around for the whole gym session, and that was good. But at the same time, I barely worked. I was in between college and, well, employment, and I didn't have a lot of time on my hands, and obviously that worked for me because I was coming to the gym for like 3-4 hours a day when I had nothing else better to do. So again, it just obviously, the 80-20 rule can match into your own lifestyle. Obviously I don't stick by it completely, but for now, it's definitely kind of put me on a good kind of path on my goals. Chest day is very close to second at the moment on my list of days that I like to train. Actually, scratch that, I think it's top. I mean, it's chest day, you get the most amount of pumped, you feel it the most. Like, just doing that, solid. I'm not calling myself a unit by any means, but if it's kind of solid now, imagine what it's going to be like in about an hour and a half when I finish the session. You can also do like the 20% rule being the 2 hours of your day. Obviously 20%, obviously I know 2 hours doesn't make up 20% of your actual kind of day, but if you stick to that mentality, 20% is nothing. Like 10% of your day is getting up and going to work, you know? 20%, time to focus on yourself, get better, do better. Feel like I'm a motivational guy. But yeah, I mean, again, just kind of stick with your own goals and your own things. Obviously, if you're in bodybuilding or actually competing, and I understand that it may be 50-50. Obviously, people go to the gym for their own reasons, but for me right now, 80-20 is a good margin. But that's not being said. Obviously, the 80-20 rule is great to follow, but that doesn't include your nutrition, your eating at all. That's in the other 80%. 20% purely on going to the gym, making the most out of your session, right, is definitely a way forward in order to continue to grow, continue to do better. And it's just one of those things to keep pushing towards. I mean, you can sometimes, I'll hold my hands up, I'll finish the session, and I'm like, I feel like maybe I only did 18%, or I only did 15 to 16%. But that makes me just want to train harder the next session. I'm not saying I'm perfect and I, go to the gym session every single day. I put my all into the session, because sometimes you just don't feel right. You get me? So it's a good outline. I feel like what I'm trying to say is something to continue to work towards. It's a good goal, and if you're, a generic person, everyone's different, obviously. But if you're kind of a normal person where fitness doesn't kind of consume their life in terms of their career, then the 80-20 rule is, I think, the best way forward. I mean, I know a lot of people that go to the gym and they say, oh, well, I come to the gym, I do a bit of this, bit of that, do some cardio and go home. Like, people don't necessarily have like plans anymore. And well, I mean, it's excusable if they're new, obviously, to the gym, but if you don't have a plan, if you're going in blind, I mean, it's like going into a jobber interview, not knowing what the job is, Like, you're going to mess up, or you're going to get an injury, or you're not going to be focused, or you're going to do the same thing wrong the next day. Obviously, you need to allow, like I said yesterday, to have your body time to recover. I say you're going in, doing a bit of this or doing a bit of that, and that doing a bit of this, bit of that happens the exact same day, and now you're working the same muscle group those 2 days. I don't know. I feel like you've got a plan ahead. Write down your goals, write down what you want to do, make a plan, stick to it. There's so many plans out online websites, obviously. You never know, I might release a plan one day. Not a course, don't worry. I'm not going to be one of those people that releases a course. Although I might, you never know. I'll just see what my mates want. I mean, people have asked me for my training plan, and obviously I've been going to the gym for around 6-7 years now. So I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of what to train. If you're wanting to see results kind of fast, yet not go too hard and kind of mess your body up. I mean, obviously, people have different metabolisms as well, and that's a whole big thing that comes into it, right? People have fast metabolisms where they feel like they eat everything. I'm the opposite of that. I can have one burger and that'll sit on my hips for 2 weeks. No matter how many hours of cardio I do, that's not going to go. But yeah, I'm going to finish this. I've got about 15 minutes left. And then we're going to hit an absolutely diabolical chest day. And we're going to get that pump. So, be excited. Be excited. You're probably wondering where I'm speaking from, because I'm obviously not in frame, but I am getting 20 plates because we're going to try 2 plates either side, basically as an experiment, because I'm not, as you can see, wearing wrist straps. I'm going to see how heavy I can really press without losing form, it hurting, because I've always used wrist straps when I lift, as long as I can remember, but I kind of want to get out of that habit. Wrist straps are great, obviously they help you support the weight, but I don't know, I feel like it'd be pretty cool just to kind of lift a decent amount of weight without needing the assistance of a wrist strap. So we're going to see if we can get this for a good solid 8. If not, I'm going to go and cry in the corner of the room. Oh, 2 more. That's fine. Yeah, boy. Oh. I definitely felt the last 2 reps straining the wrist, but we know where we stand. That's the main thing. So I'm going to drop this down to 90 again. 92.5 is what we're going to go for. And then, oh, by the way, I know the bar itself is not 20 kg, it's just in my head. So it's not actually 92.5, I think it's like 86.5 or something, I don't know. Have to do the math later, but yeah, we're going to go down to that weight and get some good solid reps in, till failure. And then we're going to drop it down, and we're going to keep dropping it down till we get the pump, and I'm already feeling it, so today's session's going good already. That concludes our chest session. I also did a bit of biceps as well towards the end. and I did normal chest press and a little bit of bench, but I didn't film them, so I apologise. But obviously it makes it a little bit short for you guys to watch if you do decide to watch the whole thing. I had a mate the other day, Jackson, shout out Jackson. He said he watched the whole thing, my last day one episode, and I was like, fair fucking play. I very much know these are very skim through type videos, but if you got made it this far, appreciate it. But yeah, we're now going to do a little pump reveal. I feel like it'll be good to at least show you kind of what I'm working with at the start of Muck Up. Obviously, we're getting the Simmer Eats. We're not sponsored yet. Aim big, you know what I mean? On Sunday. It's currently Thursday. So yeah, not too far. But I feel like it'll be great to kind of give you guys an idea of what we're working with. So wait one second. Ignore the really shit tattoo. So this is what we're kind of working with at the moment. Obviously, ignore that. It's a base for now. We're going to grow the tattoo to about here. Yes, I'll lose a little bit of definition, but I don't care because I think it's sick. So this is kind of what we're working with right now. A little bit pumped. So nothing too crazy. I feel like I'll look a lot bigger when oh my God, what's the camera doing? I feel like I'll look a lot bigger when I cut down. But for now, this is kind of what we're working with. So it's not too bad. I mean, we're getting there definitely. Obviously, I don't really pose, so I don't really know all the specifics. But yeah, I mean, this camera is sick, by the way. I love how it just kind of turns. It's definitely something we can work with. Obviously, the leg pump isn't fully there for obvious reasons because we chain chest, but still, this is what we're working with, and I feel like it is definitely something. Again, shit tattoo. Gonna fill it in, so ignore. But yeah, so that concludes my chest day, and the main title being 80-20 rule, which is very important. So if you don't know where you're starting or you don't know what you're doing, ignore that horrible spot as well. I'm clearing that up as well. I'm very insecure about my body right now, but it's fine because we're the only ones in it, thank God. But yeah, 80-20 rule, get to it. If you don't know, get to know, watch the video again. But yeah, peace out, unless I decide to film a little bit when I get into my car. Because I'll probably forget to mention something here realistically. So yeah. So we are back in the car. I was right, there's more that needs to be said. Again, my mate asked me the other day after watching this kind of video, he was like saying, so what are you doing? Like, why are you like doing it? I'm like, I mean, there's no real point. It's just because, one, I like making videos, and two, why not kind of document, you know, a cut, and kind of speak my opinion, if anyone cares. So that's like the whole kind of point. Like, obviously, people go through fitness journeys, and obviously, you know, everyone has their own way of training. But I just wanted to give a little bit of an insight to my future self of how I used to train. Obviously, I look back on this and it's a great way to kind of document that. And obviously, you know, our parents didn't have that, you know, easy, capable kind of filming technique of looking back. And obviously, this is what it's all for. As you see on like my Instagram and stuff, and like, you know, back in my past, if you know me, I do love making videos, and obviously, for me, it's a great way to document obviously your past. I used to make birthday presents of basically filming people's, you know, anniversaries, putting that together, kind of thing. And just editing like montages of like my friendships with people and using that as a way to kind of give them a gift. It sounds very cheap, but it's not. There's a lot of thought that goes behind it, I promise. But yeah, I mean, I feel like video is the best way to kind of get across your message, and kind of speak your truth. And obviously, sometimes nowadays, most people don't have someone really to talk to. So it's great that I can kind of film and speak to kind of myself without looking absolutely nutty. Because no one really likes the idea of seeing someone in the gym chatting to themselves so openly, because that's a bit strange. I mean, someone did look at me today, but then saw the camera and they're like, okay, they put the two together. But without the camera, I would have looked like a nutcase, and he probably would have, like, you know, said, fucking stay clear of him. But yeah, anyway, this is besides the point. Appreciate everyone for even entertaining the idea of watching this. And yeah, I mean, day 3 is coming. Even if I skip a day, I'm still going to continue it as, like, so say I skip the next 2 days, the next time I film will still be day 3. That's just how I'm going to kind of go for it. Obviously it makes more sense that way rather than being like day 3 to day 8. Like, no one wants to see that. So yeah, day 3, pending.